Hello, beloveds. I am here today with Kelly Pfeiffer. Kelly and I met in an online group where I was going to be the speaker 1 month and she was the speaker the month before me. And talk about amazing synergy. I wrote pages and pages of notes from everything that Kelly shared. And so I reached out to her and I just asked, would you please come and share some of your wisdom, particularly around love, with our beloved community here. And so it is a delight and joy to introduce Kelly Pfeiffer to our community. Kelly, welcome.
Thanks, Dr. Roz. It's great to be here. I'm so encouraged by what you're doing. So I want to talk about how what I do relates to what you do.
Yay! Well, let's dive right in. Can you tell us a little bit about your business, a little bit about how you use love, and then we'll just go from there.
So I'm a positive discipline lead trainer, and positive discipline is a parenting curriculum. So we teach parents parenting skills, and one of our biggest skills we teach them is to be encouraging to their child, even when the child is misbehaving, and especially when the child is misbehaving.
Yeah.
And so positive discipline is based on the work of Alfred Adler and Rudolf Dreikurs. And Rudolf Dreikurs said, children need encouragement like a plant needs water. They can't survive without it.
Wow.
And so lots of times parents can be really encouraging when kids are doing well and making good grades and just being so nice and peaceful, like children always are. And but then they find it really challenging to be encouraging when their child is misbehaving. And that's when children need encouragement the most, when they are not really centered, not making good decisions, not sure what decision to make. And that's when they need encouragement the most. And so we say encouragement is the language of love.
Wow, that's beautiful. That is absolutely beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. I do a talk and it's called Lead with Love. And, there's so many definitions of love. And so in that particular talk, when we're talking about leadership, I define love as let others voluntarily evolve. And that goes directly to what you're saying, is that, when we're encouraging our students, when we're encouraging our children, that they are where they are. And we can't force them to be somewhere else. We can't force them to, mature more quickly or grow in your thinking more quickly. It's just simply allowing them to be who they are and encouraging them with love. I love this quote. Did you say it was Adler? Children need love. No, children need encouragement like a plant needs water.
And I think that was Rudolf Dreikurs. So okay. Adlerian psychology is a branch of psychology. And so his name is Alfred Adler. And then Rudolf Dreikurs was a student of Alfred Adler.
Okay. I love that quote. I love that quote. Excellent. So tell me, how do you find the parents? How do parents find you? Is it only face-to-face? Is it only on Zoom? What does that look like?
So before COVID, it was only face-to-face, and there were some online workshops, but the way that the positive discipline curriculum is taught, it works really well face-to-face, because we don't say, well, this is the way you parent and these are the things you have to do. We say, here are lots of tools to encourage children, also encourage children to be responsible and feel like they're capable. And so we have lots of tools, and we say, take the tools that are a good fit for you and your family and your child. Don't take anything that doesn't seem like a good fit. And then we do experiential activities. So we're not lecturing. We say, okay, everybody stand up and we're going to do this activity. We structure the activity, and then we ask the parents, what did you learn from it? So we're drawing forth their wisdom, and we want them to leave knowing that they do have wisdom, that they don't need to look to the facilitator, or for all the answers, that they are learning to feel capable themselves as parents.
Yes. So
it's like giving them this gift that, they do have wisdom, they do have knowledge, and a lot of what our tools are really already within the parents.
Yes.
They haven't thought of it that way yet.
Yes.
And so how to find the parents. Positive Discipline is an international curriculum. There's a website, positivediscipline.com. Has the curriculum and classes. Positivediscipline.org is the nonprofit that educates they teach trainers and educators, and that's the education side of
Okay.
positive discipline. So there's positivediscipline.org, positivediscipline.com. Parents sometimes find us by going to those websites. Also, I teach locally here in my community in South Carolina. I'm in Greenville, South Carolina. Also, it's been exploding all over the globe in the last 10 years. And so I did a lot of work in China before COVID. So the 3 years before COVID, I was going to China to train more parent educators and trainers
Wow.
because positive discipline is exploding in China. So adult education is exploding over there, as well as parents can have more than one child in China now. So they're looking for some more parenting tools.
Yes, yes, because there was this whole culture that only had one child.
Yes.
And I only have one child, and I have 15 adopted that call me mama, but I did not parent them. I didn't discipline them. I just love on them. They love on me. It's like a perfect, perfect world. But obviously with my biological son, I raised him. But yes, that's a whole new dynamic I had not thought of. What's interesting, I absolutely love China. We have 2 nieces that were adopted from China. And my husband's first cousin is married to the United States ambassador to China. So my first cousin is Libby, and Libby is married to Nick, and he's the United States ambassador to China. So yeah, and as you know, I work for the King Center, and we have an online course, a digital course. And yesterday, so as people are watching this, in January of 2023, we announced that course is now translated into 6 additional languages, one of which is Mandarin. And so there's a lot of synergy there with us, Kelly, even more so than I realized. So how beautiful is that? Tell me, what is it you love most about your job?
I love helping parents have a better relationship with their children. Everything works when we feel like we're in a relationship with the other person, whether it's a friendship, a marriage, a partnership that is an adult partnership, or parents and children. We all want more peace in our home, and we want stronger bonds with each other. Yeah. And that's what I get to spread out in the world.
That is beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Can you tell us a story? Just like an illustration. I'm sure you have a million, but I just love to hear you teach it. So will you just teach us of a story, maybe talk about where the parents were, where they ended up, or what was a gap that you all filled, or, how did love play a transformative role in somebody's relationship with their child?
Well, let's see. I first want to talk about one of our tools, which is called the R's of recovery. And so they're the R's of recovery from a mistake. And so parents make mistakes, children make mistakes. And one of my favorite tools is that, well, it's because as parents, we're always teaching children, oh, here's how you do this. Here's how you do it well. Here's how you do it right. Here's how you achieve more. But we forget to teach children what to do when they make a mistake. And so let's say parent and child get in some type of conflict and say something hurtful to each other. So we say, first, you need to separate and regather yourself so that you're in a state of calm. So we say that the 2 people may need to go away, whatever 2 people in the home may need to go away to another space, get calm, and then come back together. And so they're regathered now. And then the first R is responsibility. Take responsibility for your actions. I yelled, so the parent can say, oh, I yelled at you. I'm sorry, I yelled at you. So also we have reconcile, make an apology, and then resolve or resolve the problem. Those words are the same word. What am I going to do differently in the future so that this doesn't happen again? So if I was the parent, I would say, I'm so sorry I yelled at you. I take responsibility for that. Next time I'm going to say, time out. I'm going to take a break so that I don't yell. And then you'll know I'm going to calm down, and I'll come back when I'm calm. That's my plan for the next time. That's using those R's of recovery. And there's so many elements of love in that, and respect in those simple R's of recovery. So I had 2 kids and was staying home with them and working part-time as a parent educator for a long time. So I had plenty of opportunities for me to make mistakes and me to model that for my children. And our biggest parenting tool is modeling. Because children do what we do, not just what we say and then don't do. And
Yeah.
so one of my big benefits was seeing them take responsibility for their mistakes, because I
Right.
didn't really have to say, well, here's what you need to do. They
Yeah.
saw me modeling it, and they just learned it that way.
Right.
And
Right.
parents say, I'm not going to apologize to my child, but wow, what an example it was to them for how they can take responsibility in
Right.
their lives, in their
Right.
friendships. So
Right.
taking that tool with them, I
Yes.
just feel really good as a parent about sending my child out into the world with that one life skill. I mean, positive discipline teaches so many life skills,
Yes. Yes.
but that
Yes.
one, to know that another big concept is imperfection, that we are not perfect, we're imperfect, and we're going to make mistakes, and that's part of being human. And here's some things we can do when we notice that we become aware that we made the mistake and we're not
Right.
perfect. And children are so forgiving. They
Yes.
are, if adults apologize. So that's not exactly a story, but that is something that I used over and over and over again,
Yeah.
that I felt like I was teaching my children something so valuable.
Yes, yes, yes. Well, as you said, the modeling is so incredibly important. And also, when we apologize, then it does give that space for the imperfection, because it's saying, yes, I'm a whole lot older than you and a whole lot wiser, more wise than you are, lived a lot longer, and also I make mistakes. So there's zero expectation that you're ever going to be perfect and that you're ever not going to need that. So I think that's beautiful. I think that's absolutely beautiful. It made me just think on and reflect. My son is 23. When you were talking about modeling, he called me this week and he said, Mom, I have a favor to ask. And I said, sure. He lives in his own apartment about 45 minutes from here. He said, a friend of mine is going through a really tough time, and I would like to learn to make your pound cake. I was like, yes, I would
Yes.
love to teach you. Thank you.
Yes.
And he has seen me and make that pound cake. And, of course, it's not Elizabeth's pound cake. It's, that came from my aunt, which came from my grandmother, which, this whole, legacy of making pound cakes for, good dessert. And it just, it does. So it made me realize, yet again, oh, there are people watching there, and you never know what's going to pop up. So the other thing I was thinking about too is I'm reading right now The Science of Stuck by Britt Frank, and excellent book. And one of the things she talks about that I never thought about, and I don't know if you feel like this is a Southern thing or if it's a woman thing, I'm not sure, but she was talking about unintentional gaslighting. So you're not being intentionally manipulative. But
Correct.
and she used the example, like when the mom comes home and she's all frustrated and frazzled, and the child senses that she is, and the child says, "What's wrong, mommy?" And the mommy's like, "I'm fine."
Right. Yeah.
I never thought of it that way. But that is such a message to our children, that what you're sensing and what you're feeling isn't accurate.
Yes, and that reminds me of one of our tools called iMessages, that we
Mhm.
teach parents to say, "I'm feeling frustrated right now."
Yeah.
And you could give a simple example to the child of why,
Mhm.
but just to teach how to say what we really are feeling, because the child knows. The
Yes.
child knows we're not fine.
Yes, yes, yes. But in a home situation where a child is constantly feeling one thing and being told that that feeling is incorrect,
Yeah.
or off base or whatever, then it's like, well, I'm feeling this, but it really is this. And there's some inconsistency there. Uh
Confusing.
Yeah, it really is. It really is. I could listen and talk to you forever, Kelly. You are so amazing, such a gift to the world. You are so brilliant. And thank you for the work that you're doing with the parents, and for loving on the parents who are loving on the students, and putting all this goodness and love out into the actual world. I mean, going to China and spreading encouragement there. How beautiful is that? So thank you so much for being a guest on Love Revolution and for shining your light. We're very grateful.
You are welcome. I love what I do. I feel like I'm making a difference for families all over the world. So I get so
Yes.
excited about that.
You certainly are. You certainly are. All right, beloveds, until next time, this is Love Revolution with Dr. Roz. Thank y'all for joining. Bye-bye.
Thanks, Dr. Roz.
Hey, everybody. I am delighted that I am here with Kelly Pfeiffer. And y'all, she is dropping some nuggets in this interview. I am so delighted that she shared with our community. One of her quotes that she shared, and it has just so deeply resonated with me, is children need encouragement like a plant needs water. Isn't that powerful? And in the work that she does, she's talking about the relationship between parents and students. But honestly, it has implications in every single relationship that you have, whether it's interpersonal or in the workplace or in your home, wherever it is. Using these 3 R's that she talks about are just so incredibly powerful. So, Kelly, we are delighted that you joined us. And for you, beloveds, I can't wait for you to watch this whole interview. Thanks, everybody.